Hey guys, what's up? It's Addy here, and today I'm doing an NBA 2K17 MyTeam card rating, kind of a predictions video. So yeah, let's get into it. My first card is gonna be Paul George. He's the cover athlete. Paul George had a pretty good season last year. They didn't go very far in the playoffs, but he is the cover athlete. So personally, I think he will have a big boost. 86 did not do him justice last year, so I think it's going to go up to an 89 overall. Because he is a top player, he's a superstar, everybody knows it, and I just have a lot of respect for Paul George and what he does, and I really think that the Pacers will have a great season next year. So, and just because he is a cover athlete, they usually give him a few extra points. So honestly, I do think that Paul George is really going to pick it up next year and have a great rating. So next up, my next player is Kyrie Irving. This year Kyrie had an 87 rating for gold. He was a gold this year, and he was honestly one of the best golds in the game. He was the cheesiest goal there is. Great three-point shot, but he had a great finals series. So he's gonna go up to an amethyst, finally to a 91. In my opinion, Kyrie's a great player, a superstar in the making, alongside LeBron, and he had a great ending to the season. So honestly, I think 91 will do justice to last year and to this year upcoming, because he's gonna be great this year as well. Kyrie had a great finals, and he had a great, Game 7 and everything. He did great last year. So moving on to Anthony Davis. Davis got injured, and everybody's saying that he could be the greatest power forward of all time, which I still think he has the potential. But he didn't do great last year, so you can't really just give him the same rating. I feel like they'll keep him in amethyst at 91. Because he's a great player, and you can't fault him for getting injured, and for the Pelicans having an awful season because of that. So I really do think he will pick it up this year. And I feel bad that he he didn't have the season that people thought he would live up to. Taking the Pelicans to like the 5th seed or whatnot. So moving on to Draymond Green. This guy was an 82 this year, and he was just like, his card wasn't very good, 75 mid-range I think, but he ended the year with an 89 89 gold dynamic card. But I do think next year he will go up to a 90. Solely because the Warriors had a great season last year. They took it to Game 7. They should have won the finals, but they didn't win the finals. And he played amazing in the finals. So honestly, I think he can get up to that amethyst, or he could stay at that 89, because they have to keep some guys at that 89. So possibly still gonna stay at a gold. But I do think he has the potential to be an amethyst, and he could be. Moving on to James Harden. James didn't have a great season last year, but the year before that he was like runner-up MVP, and he's got a lot of potential. This guy is gonna be, he's a leader. He's a great player, and so I honestly think that he can be, much higher than he is right now. But I do think that 2K is gonna keep him at the same rating at 92, because he didn't have an amazing season, yet he did do pretty decent, so they're going to keep him at the same spot. And I think that honestly next year he will be able to pick it up and do much better with that Rockets team, even though this year they weren't able to do very good or go very far in the playoffs. But he did have a pretty decent playoff series against the Warriors. So that's that. So moving on to Klay Thompson. Thompson had an amazing playoff. He had an amazing season, and he is one of the best golds there is in the game as well. Great three-point shot and everything. So I think he gets bumped up to an amethyst, finally to a 92. This guy has a lot of potential, and he's a very, very good player. I honestly think he played better than Steph Curry in the playoffs. He was leading the Warriors team day in and day out, so he deserves to be a 92. And just a lot of respect for Klay Thompson, man. With Kevin Durant coming into the Warriors, he's going to take a role that's lower than he had this year, yet he's still going to play at that level, and he's just a great player. So moving on to another Warrior. We got back-to-back here. KD, a new Warrior. Last year was a 91 because he was injured. He didn't do very good. So this year, I think his current card will be a lot better than last year's. because last year they just gave it to him because he was injured. This year he should be a 94. This is what his dynamic rating card ended as well. So KD's a top player. Everybody knows that, you know. His rating might go down as the season goes because of the chemistry issues, which I can see happening with the Warriors. But honestly, I do think that he'll be a 94 and have a much better rating than he had last year. You know, that card is not one of the best amethysts there is. That card's pretty bad in my opinion. Moving on to Steph Curry. Alright, so Steph Curry had a great season, but a bad ending. And I do think all his three-point shot, everything will be amazing, but I don't think he ended the season off as well as he could have. Otherwise, he could have been a diamond current card. Yes, a diamond current card, but I don't see that happening. I see him at a 94, one better than he was last year because he did play better this year than he did last year. He was still the MVP. You know, I could see him going either 94 or 95, but I don't see him being a diamond like I predicted him to be earlier, because, you know, he didn't end the season off very well, and they didn't win the championship because he played bad. So honestly, I don't see that happening at all. So you know, moving on to King James, LeBron. You know, he had an amazing. He was a 94 already, but he had an amazing season this year. He played very well, a great leader, a great veteran, and one of the top players of all time. So LeBron, I can see he played so well in the finals. This guy deserves to be a diamond, and I can see it being 95. Maybe keep him at amethyst, but he is a definite highest rated player in my opinion. He's such a great player. So LeBron gets 96 in my opinion. Yes, the MVP, as you can see. And yeah, guys, this was my NBA 2K16 My Team predictions video. So thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to smash that like button, and we'll have a lot of new content coming out. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.